Let's speak now to the Conservative MP, John Penrose, who's been watching all of this very closely indeed. Are you trying to broker peace here? What do you think the way through is for the Conservative Party, for the government?
I'm not sure that anyone can necessarily broker peace or otherwise, but you're absolutely right. I mean, I was involved with some of the amendments yesterday about some of the Henry VIII powers, which the government did move on, and actually I think we've got a better bill as a result of it. It's certainly much improved on that stuff. But having been involved with Dominic Grieve and others yesterday, I'm actually not in favour of the proposed changes that they're coming up with today. And really the reason is that I think the government's made some pretty important statements earlier on today where they said, look, we're going to have a vote in Parliament, a binding vote in Parliament, immediately after we've got whatever deal we end up with. That'll be prompt. And then there's another 2 potentially ratification votes where the House of Commons and the House of Lords can say, no, we don't like this. And then there's going to be a full-scale Act of Parliament after that. Now, I'm a pretty ardent Democrat, but even I think that it's pretty hard to think of any more votes or any more scrutiny than you can possibly have. And so I'm driven to the conclusion that while Dominic Grieve may have a point about whether or not this new Clause 9 or the current Clause 9 is perfectly drafted or not, I think he's sort of trying to drive at something important there. Some of the other people are actually just trying to make sure, perhaps on the other side of the aisle in the Labour Party, they're just trying to find a closet excuse to find ways to postpone ever leaving at all, so that we can go back to Brussels and say, oh, can we delay the 2-year deadline on Article 50 and maybe have a few more months, and it'll be a few more months, and it'll be a few more months after that.
So you do think that there are some people who are using this as an excuse, if you like, as a vehicle to basically try and postpone Brexit? I'm
afraid there are. Not many on the Conservative side, but I think quite a lot of people on the Labour side are doing that. And in fact, in one of the other speeches that you didn't have a chance to show there, Oliver Letwin basically pushed the Labour Party pretty hard on this, and I felt that they didn't have a good answer to that charge. But there are also some people, particularly on the Conservative side, who aren't trying to do that at all. They are entirely genuine. They are concerned about whether or not this Clause 9, which is the one that's being amended or might be amended, really does the trick. But that's a technocratic argument. I think what we've got here is the point that the democracy behind it, the question about whether or not Parliament gets to have a proper look at this, that's been answered, and the answer is most emphatically yes, it will.
How damaging would it be, though, for Theresa May if she were to be defeated? There have been no defeats so far. There have been some close votes, but actually she's managed to get this far. Tomorrow she has to go to Brussels. Would it be humiliating for her if she were to be defeated tonight?
Oh, she'd rather not be defeated. I mean, no Prime Minister ever wants to be defeated, and that's absolutely clear. So it won't help. It won't be a mortal body blow or anything like it. I think her stock is riding pretty high at the moment. She had a really good week last week because she came back with this deal which actually surprised a lot of people, particularly the doommongers who've been saying it was all going to go horribly wrong, and actually it came out pretty well. So I think she can cope with it if she has to, but nobody wants to be defeated. No, absolutely not.
John Penrose, thank you very much indeed.